dragons, a symbol of strength, power, and overall badassery, known for being stronger than any other creature, and fearsome enough to destroy entire continents. Few people have ever been able to stand on equal footing with these amazing creatures. But we have two such characters today. Natsu, the Fire Dragon Slayer, and Meliodas, the Dragon Sin of Wrath. Two warriors with immense power and an unbreakable loyalty to their friends. Let's begin. Appearance. Well, both of them are male, so check that box off. Both just have lovely smiles with a positive outlook on life. Natsu has pink spiky hair. Meliodas has yellow spiky hair. Both are actually hundreds of years old. Natsu is technically over 500, and Meliodas is 3,000.
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
Each has their own group of friends that they always hang out with. And I mean always.
I can't believe that you'd actually wear something like this, Lucy.
I need to get some shut-eye, so can you try and keep it down?
You guys are taking this make yourself at home thing a little too far.
Come on, boys. Do we have to take a bath together like we did when we were kids?
What kind of relationship do you guys have? They're the strongest team!
Natsu and Meliodas also have tattoos on their upper arms. Each one is like a team moniker. Natsu has a dragon scarf. Meliodas has a dragon sword. Broken dragon sword, but a dragon sword. But that's about it for this category, so let's move on. Supporting characters. Now each of these characters has a best friend that they love to fight with. And when I say fight, I mean... Now these two relationships aren't exactly the same. Natsu and Gray fight and argue like brothers, because that's exactly what they are. Both were adopted and raised in the Fairy Tail Guild, and having naturally opposing elements, don't always get along very well. Now Meliodas and Ban are friends that love to fight each other, just for the fun of it, always wanting to settle just who's stronger. Aside from that, both of them had, well, not really love interests, but team members that were in love with them, until they got stolen away by the new girl. But more on that later. Both have body altering powers. Lisana can take on the attributes of animals and monsters, and Diane can turn her body into metal. Not much to say past that, so let's move on. Now Natsu is team members and best friends with Urza, the Fairy Queen, and Meliodas has King, the Fairy King?
Because talent!
And both King and Urza have the ability to turn their one weapon into multiple and launch them at their enemies, pretty much making any one-on-one fight into a fuck you I win fight. Urza and King also had friends that were possessed by an evil spirit, even making up their minds to kill their former friends to protect their current friends. And if you think that's eerily similar, just get a look at these two. Both Natsu and Meliodas have their own talking animal friends. Natsu has Happy, his best buddy and main source of transportation. Meliodas has Hawk, his business partner, and sometimes method of transportation. Also, these scenes. And surprisingly enough, both of these characters actually sacrifice themselves, making for very touching moments. Until they came back a few scenes later, with hardly any damage.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch. A scratch? Your arm's off. No, it isn't. Well, what's that then? I've heard worse. You liar!
Magic of friendship. Both have characters that were introduced as enemies, or at the least adversaries, and then switched sides later on. Juvia and Gila also got into relationships with members of the main group. Powers and attacks. Now to be perfectly honest, I refer to both of these two as dragons. But to be fair, I think that title belongs more to Natsu than it does to Meliodas. Natsu was raised by a dragon, knows dragon magic, is friends with dragons, can breathe fire, and can even turn into a dragon. Kind of. He's getting there. Meliodas is more of a dragon in name only. But even if Meliodas doesn't have dragon powers, he does have demon powers. And guess who else has that too? Meliodas is from the demon clan, which means he has demon powers, aka a huge boost in power with dark aura when he needs it. Natsu is also a demon, and a human, and a dragon. I wonder if Natsu ever met Ichigo. Story. Okay, now stop me if you heard this one before. A girl appears looking for a group of people, stumbles upon this dumb but nice guy. They get lunch together, where she explains who she is, what she's doing, and who she's looking for. Later, the girl gets in trouble, only to be saved by the guy she met, who turns out to be a key member of the group she was looking for. When the guy's identity is revealed, their team tattoo is suddenly revealed above their upper arm. They save the girl, and decide to make her a part of their team. Ladies and gentlemen, Episode 1 of Fairy Tail and 7 Deadly Sins. Holy crap. I know it's my job to look at similarities between different anime, but it blew my mind just how much I was thinking of Fairy Tail while watching 7 Deadly Sins. I mean, good god. Both take place in a fantasy world, the pilots are basically the same thing, both main characters have talking animal friends, tattoos on the same location on their arms, both lost people close to them. For Natsu it was his dad, for Meliodas it was his girlfriend. I mean, both shows even open up with narration with backstory for God's sakes. Oh, and speaking of girlfriends, you have these two, Lucy and Elizabeth, the main drivers of the plot. Lucy being in danger has driven at least 3 Fairy Tail arcs, and Elizabeth's journey to save her kingdom is the only reason Meliodas got his group back together. They're also, if you couldn't guess, the main love interests. For Lucy and Natsu, it happened gradually and naturally, over time. But for Meliodas, he saw Elizabeth and said to himself, I want to tap that. Okay, to be fair, that's not really true. Well, partly.
Let's make sure. That sweet, gentle face, those buxom curves, this perfume, the firm springiness.
You see, it turns out that Elizabeth is actually the reincarnation of Liz, Meliodas' past lover, which, while Meliodas might not have been aware of it when they first met, does explain why he became so drawn to her so early. Lucy, on the other hand, isn't technically a reincarnation, but she does bear a striking resemblance to her ancestor Anna from 500 years prior. She also has the same power as her. There have also been times where both Lucy and Elizabeth have displayed great feats of power that they don't have access to normally and can only achieve under certain circumstances, those being everything's gone to hell. And speaking of hell, let's talk about Gray and Bond. Both of these two, shall we say, have tense relationships with demons, both of which resulted in them receiving powerful new abilities. When he was young, Gray's parents were killed by a demon, and his teacher died fighting the demon a short time later. Then years following that, Gray's dad reappeared, having been resurrected by demons as their servant, forcing Gray to kill him, a result of which was Silver giving Gray his new demon power before he died, making Gray the Ice Devil Slayer. This also made Gray swear vengeance to the people who did this to his father. Similarly, Bond and his girlfriend were attacked by a demon. Bond did his damnedest to fight it off, but unfortunately ended up getting mortally wounded along with his girlfriend. Just before she died, however, Bond's girlfriend gave him water from the Fountain of Youth, which she just so happened to be the guardian of. Bond became immortal as a result, but his girlfriend died of her wounds immediately after. Bond killed the demon and developed a hatred for all demons as a result. Later in the series, both Gray and Bond turn against Natsu and Meliodas. Gray learns that Natsu is a demon from the Book of End, and killing him means killing Zeref, the main antagonist of the series, and the person responsible for creating all the demons that ruined his life. Now this in itself didn't turn Gray against Natsu, but what put the nail in the coffin was Juvia sacrificing herself to save Gray from a demon they were fighting. Gray immediately killed the demon and went after Natsu to end things once and for all, their fight only being stopped by Urza. Bond's turn was a result of a deal he made with a goddess. She promised to bring back his girlfriend if he killed Meliodas. She also revealed that Meliodas was a demon that came from the demon clan. Bond accepted and immediately went after Meliodas, only stopping when he got some sense knocked into him. Oh boy, we're not even done yet. Remember how I said that both Natsu and Meliodas were demons? Well, Meliodas was born into that life. But Natsu, 500 years ago, when Natsu was just a kid, he and his parents were killed by a dragon attack. Ironic, I know. But the last living member of his family was his older brother, Zeref. Zeref used dark magic he created to resurrect Natsu, but in the process gave him demonic powers, which means demon magic, aka a huge boost in power with dark aura. Now I mentioned how Zeref used magic to bring back Natsu. He wrote down this knowledge and created the Book of End.
It was written long ago, when the seas ran red with blood. It was this blood that was used to ink the book.
Which is one of many books, known as the Books of Zeref. Each one has knowledge of powerful dark magic, including how to create demons. Seven Deadly Sins doesn't use books, but it does have a portal that demons can use to travel to the human world. Now I know it's not the same thing, but come on, it's fairy tale. It's fairy tale. It's fairy tale!
Over the line!
Okay, I think that's enough for now. This episode's already running longer than I expected. Both the Fairy Tail and Seven Deadly Sins anime have finished, but both mangas are still going on, so who knows, maybe there'll be a part 2 to this video. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.